Ladies and gentlemen, please continue to eat your lunch, but try to keep it as quiet as possible because we need to try to catch up. As you know, we are behind schedule. We had a really full program this morning, and the papers, the presentations were excellent. The discussions were excellent, and we want to continue on that. But unfortunately, we are also a little bit behind schedule, so we have to start as soon as possible. It's a great pleasure to welcome you all to our 15th annual conference of the Center for the Study of Islam and Democracy. From the beginning, we knew that this was going to be a long-term objective, that building democracy in the Arab and Islamic world is not something to be taken lightly and is not something that will be done in a couple of years. This is a long-term objective and goal, and we realized this from the beginning, and we need to remind ourselves of that today. We also realized from the beginning that we need dialogue and coalition building, especially between Islamists and secularists. If you have followed CSID's work in the last 15 years, this is something that we have consistently been working on to establish dialogue, consensus building, compromise between the various parties, but especially again between Islamists and secularists, because we realized that neither side can do it alone. They needed to work together, and neither side can exclude the other side. Democracy, we also believed from the beginning that democracy is not only in our values, or one of the most important values that this country was built upon, it is also in our interest. This is a point that we need to emphasize today more than ever, because we always keep hearing about having to choose between values and interests, and this is a false choice, because democracy is in our values, it is also in our interest. Without democracy, there is no future for the region, there is no stability, there is no development, and there is no peace. This morning we heard very hard and sometimes disappointing news from Egypt and from Syria. But our resolve must be strong. We must persevere. We should not despair. We should not give up. We should not lose hope. This is a long struggle. And if you thought that democracy in Egypt or in Syria was going to be easy, you were wrong. This is not something to be taken lightly. There are powerful forces that are against democracy. We have to realize that. And this is why the battle is going to be hard and is going to be long. CSID is a non-partisan association. We do not support any particular political party, but we do support an inclusive democracy. We are non-partisan between political parties that believe in democracy, but when it comes to choice between dictatorship and democracy, we are not neutral. We are not neutral between democracy and dictatorship. We believe in democracy, and we support real democrats and true democracy in the Arab world. By definition, a real democracy cannot exclude anyone. It has to be inclusive. And it certainly cannot exclude the Islamists, and it cannot exclude the secularists either. These two groups, these two camps must both be included and must work together to build a better future. In fact, only dialogue can lead to a real alliance or partnership between them, and only a real partnership between them can build a real democracy. We believe, therefore, in the necessity of dialogue and a joint picture or a joint vision for democracy. In the midst of all these very difficult and challenging times, we must remember that there is no going back to authoritarianism or to oppressive regimes. I believe strongly that their days are over. The people of the Arab Middle East, people of North Africa, will simply not accept dictatorship again. We live in a new age of information, of instant access to information. The young people will not accept to be ruled by authoritarian, oppressive regimes, whether they are Islamists or secularists. Young people and the people of the Middle East want to live in freedom, want to live in dignity, and want to live in a democracy. And I assure you that they are willing to pay the price for this freedom and for this democracy. They know it will not be easy. They know that there are powerful forces that don't want them to succeed. And we know, and they know, that we are in this for the long haul, and it's not going to be an easy battle. These regimes, we must remember, have failed miserably in the past, and they are the ones who led to the current crisis in the Arab world. And they will fail again. The US must take a clear and principled stand against dictatorship and for freedom. This must be a clear stand. The US cannot waver. The US cannot be unequivocal in this field. Our interest and our values and the future of the whole region depends on taking a very clear stand for freedom and for democracy. Tunisia is a bright light, and so far out of the countries going through these democratic transitions or struggles for democracy, Tunisia represents our best hope, and hopefully it can show that democracy is possible in the Arab world, that people in the Arab world are capable of talking to each other, of finding compromise, and of building a true democratic system. And CSID, as you know, for the last 3 years has been focused almost entirely on Tunisia. Because we are a small organization after all, and our resources are small, we made the conscious decision to focus on Tunisia because we wanted at least one success story to come from the Arab Spring. And thank God, Tunisia so far has not disappointed us. But we must focus. In Tunisia, we have learned and practiced in the last 3 years the art of dialogue, the art of compromise, and the art of consensus building. It was not easy. It is very difficult, and there are still remaining many challenges. As an example, I want to show you the report that is outside on the tables to show you an example of what CSID did in the last 3 years in Tunisia. We organized over 85 conferences and workshops just on the Constitution to bring everybody together and to build consensus and to build compromises, because from the beginning we realized that the Constitution has to be for all Tunisians. By definition, the Constitution has to be for everyone. And this is why it took us a little bit of time. It took 2 years in Tunisia to reach this consensus, but at the end, the Constitution was adopted by 200 members out of 216 members of the National Constituent Assembly, representing over 20 political parties. All of them supported and adopted this constitution, which again came as a result of dialogue and consensus and compromise. So this panel, during this lunch and then in the next panel, we will talk about Tunisia and how Tunisia made this success, but also about the challenges that still remain in Tunisia. We are very, very delighted to have a very important delegation from Tunisia with us today in this conference. We have 3 of the top politicians and top political leaders in Tunisia with us today. And I will introduce them briefly. But before that, I would like to invite Bill Roebuck, Mr. Bill Roebuck, Deputy Assistant Secretary of State for Maghreb Affairs, to talk a little bit about how the United States views developments in Tunisia and regards development in Tunisia, and the role of the United States in supporting Tunisia during this important transition. So, and Egypt. But he's talking about Tunisia in this panel, yes. So he's responsible for Maghreb and Egypt, but of course we asked him to talk about Tunisia in this presentation. So Mr. Roebuck, please welcome.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Radwan, for the introduction. It's a pleasure to be here and speak today. It's a pleasure to see this outstanding event that Radwan and the Center have organized. I'm very encouraged by your remarks. I'm always encouraged when you speak because you emphasize the types of themes that are important to me as a policymaker, but also to our government. You know, the idea that democracy is in our interest, that dialogue and inclusiveness are critical elements in creating the right type of policy and the right type of political development in a country, and that this type of development is usually a long struggle. And it's not something that's easy, and it takes lots of people working at it. So when I hear you in your remarks, I strongly endorse the types of emphases that you make. As many people have said, and I think it bears repeating because of the forcefulness of truth to it, Tunisia is the best hope for a democratic transition in the Middle East. The United States is working closely with the government of Tunisia and the Tunisian people to ensure that success. We want to help them lay the foundation for political stability and also for economic prosperity for that transition. Over the past 6 months, as you know, Tunisia has made very significant progress as it has implemented its transition roadmap. Most recently, in early May, the National Constituent Assembly overwhelmingly ratified the electoral law, which allows for elections by the end of the year. And we hope that political parties can soon come to a consensus about the sequencing of those elections so that we can help with the planning and that people will be able to move forward with those elections. As we look back prior to May, the most important decision or action, which Radwan alluded to, was the January 26th ratification of the Constitution. I don't think it's an overstatement to describe this as a landmark event and a landmark and watershed constitution for Tunisia, as well as for the international community. This constitution is widely considered as one of the most progressive in the Arab world. It enshrines firmly rule of law, pluralism, separation of powers, good governance, independence of the judiciary, freedom of belief, freedom of conscience, and freedom of worship. And it continues Tunisia's long tradition of respect for rights of women and minorities. I'm very happy to share this platform today with Mr. Larayed and Mr. Shebi, two of the most important political figures in Tunisia, and both of them have been instrumental in the democratic transition that has taken place in Tunisia, and also they have been instrumental in building the national consensus across the political spectrum and across Tunisia itself. The United States is committed to supporting Tunisia at this time of historic transition. In their meeting in April at the White House, President Obama and Prime Minister Joma reaffirmed the strategic partnership between the United States and Tunisia. And the two leaders discussed the important progress that Tunisia had made and also the tasks that lie ahead to ensure that successful transition. As the elections approach, the United States will provide election support and will cooperate with the Tunisian government as it works to ensure that the will of the Tunisian people is represented through free and fair elections. On the economic side, helping Tunisia's economy grow so that Tunisians have greater economic opportunities and job creation will continue to be a vital task. On June 3rd, our two countries signed a loan guarantee agreement that will allow Tunisia to access up to $500 million in affordable financing from international capital markets. This is designed both to provide economic support for Tunisia at a critical time and also to provide support for its ongoing economic reform program. We're also looking for ways to encourage greater investment in Tunisia at the same time. On the security front, Tunisia has taken bold steps to confront the security challenges that seek to thwart the country's democratic transition. The United States followed Tunisia's lead in designating Ansar al-Sharia Tunisia as a terrorist organization in January. And more broadly, the United States will continue to help Tunisia enhance its police and counterterrorism capabilities while also respecting international human rights norms. Beyond its borders, of course, Tunisia is looking carefully at developments and the ways that they will impact on security in Tunisia, and is focused in particular, for example, on developments in Libya, and will need to work in that area as well. In closing, I would refer to some remarks that Secretary Kerry made when he was in Tunis in February. He made the point that transitions are difficult, and this picks up one of the key themes that Radwan made in his opening remarks. As Secretary Kerry put it, there have been countless debates, discussions, and disagreements, but these things are exactly what are central to a democracy. And that is true of a democracy that is young or old. The fact is that the road to a full democracy is long and difficult, and it is a road that in many ways never really ends. As we see even in old democracies like ours here in the United States, where we're also working with significant challenges to try to perfect our own democracy. Continued progress in Tunisia's political transition is critical. We will stand by Tunisia as it works for its democratic transition. I look forward to hearing from the other speakers, hearing your questions, and thank you very much for including me today in your program. Thank you.